How's it going, guys? Slash Bang coming at you with another video. I know. Fucking what is this? 3 videos in like 3 days? It's insane. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. Let's kick it off right now. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about Blair Witch. I'll give you guys my honest opinion and review of the game. Just remember though that this is just what I think of the game. It's in no way, shape or form the reason you guys should buy it. But anyways, let's get into it. Brief introduction before we start. Blair Witch is quite clearly a horror game, so not suitable for young audiences unless you want to punish yourself with a bit of trauma. But just take a look at this. I myself just completed a playthrough of the game over on Mixer, so I'll be telling you guys all about it, but without further ado, I'd like to start with the gameplay itself. Blair Witch, it tries to do a lot of things, but one thing it never tries to do is deviate too far from its identity. It's a survival horror game, so in this game you're never going to pick up a gun, you're never going to be introduced to anything that breaks away from the genre, you're just given a few items that all play key parts in the game. Your phone, flashlight, camera and inventory, that's it. I personally thought that the gameplay was quite entertaining and it didn't really break the immersion of a horror game at all. You always felt right in the middle of it, and that's awesome. It may seem like a walking simulator at times, but the devs did a great job at making the puzzles very creative and fulfilling to solve at times. Like, I felt that there was a flow going on when I played the game, that the puzzles, they were never designed to leave you stuck in a certain spot. They were always designed for you to solve one after another kind of thing. However, if you watch my stream, I did not have the big brain. I did not. I walked around the fucking forest about 1300 times before realizing, oh, I could have solved this just by rewinding a fucking tape. So if you're an idiot like me, you might have a bit of trouble with the puzzles, but if you have half a brain, I think you'll be fine. But let's move on to the story. Now, this is a different thing entirely, in my opinion. Mind you, I haven't seen the Blair Witch movies, so if it ties in with the Blair Witch movies, I wouldn't know about it, but this review should be focused more towards those in the same boat as me anyways, in that case. But the game story, throughout my playthrough, felt really bland and flavourless more times than not. They relied on the gameplay and the scares to push the player forward rather than a riveting story. In a horror game, that is not all that uncommon, unfortunately. So, the short version of the story is this. Your character, suffering from various forms of stress, PTSD, and overall mental instability, joins the search effort for a little boy who got lost in the woods. This leads into the character to enter the forest, thus tangling himself in a dark web of horrifying shit. This is how I would say 70% of any horror media tends to start. X character decides to do X thing and now everything is fucked. So, many games do it, but the execution of it that makes or breaks the game. There are many examples of a game that was able to build off that introduction and slowly develop its own identity as the game progressed. Games like Resident Evil 7, The Evil Within, Alien Isolation, Soma, Amnesia, Slender the Arrival if we're stretching it. These games all had the capacity to build on a story, to create its own identity. But with Blair Witch, I never really saw an identity within the game. Sure, it was scary, and that usually makes for a good horror game, and in this case, I wouldn't argue that. But the story was seemingly locked behind the collectibles rather than a flow of progression, it's quite a shame, because I always thought that the story was quite interesting. Like it was gonna go somewhere, like something was gonna be revealed, but none of that tends to happen at all. None of that happens. And for those of you who don't know, this game actually has multiple endings, which, joke's on us, none of our actions and or choices affect those endings at all. There are 2 endings, good and bad, then 2 endings for the dog based on how well you treat it. Spoiler alert, The dog either dies or it doesn't. It's as simple as that. But to get the bad ending, all you do is play the game like normal. To get the good ending slash true ending, you have to play the game in a stupid way, in my opinion. I looked it up last night and I thought it was so dumb. But essentially, to get the good ending, you gotta play through the entire game without killing a single monster. And you may think, how is that even possible? And to be honest, I thought the same thing. The monsters that are in the game are extremely aggressive. They will not hesitate to kill you. Like, it takes 2 or 3 hits from them and you're dead. You gotta restart at the checkpoint. Considering how they also seemingly faster than you, I don't know why the devs thought that running from them would be the best way to get the good ending. I just don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why couldn't it just be like a flow of progression where the choices you make sort of spiderweb down a path and eventually it'll lead to 1 or 2 endings, you know? That's how I thought. But it seems to be that it's both locked in the collectibles and through silly gameplay choices by the devs. But anyways, I may or not go for the true ending, as you know, I did enjoy the game, but all I know is that the venture will be long, hard, and this is sounding weird, but it'll be annoying as fuck. So I may give it a go just for the achievement, but then I'd probably be done with the game completely. If I was to rate Blair Witch as a game, I'd give it anywhere between a 6.5 and a 7. But as a horror game, an easy 8 probably. The game itself was enjoyable and pretty fucking scary. So they got the lighting down, the ambience was spot on, and the jump scares, they seemed very appropriate when they did occur. So good job, guys. But yeah. Like I said, guys, at the very start of the video, don't let my opinions sway you too much. Go watch a Let's Play, see it for yourself, or, you know, go play it at a friend's house or whatever. Make your own opinion, then come back here for the discussion. I want to know what you guys thought, if, you know, anyone's actually watching the video. But until then, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little spiel I gave, and if you did, be sure to hit the sub button, like and subscribe, you know. Follow me on Mixer. You know, watch some playthroughs whenever I choose to do it, you know. Any kind of support helps me out, keeps me motivated for the next one. So I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Anyways, guys, thank you. I'll catch you later.